Good morning, good morning. All right, good morning. Good morning, everybody. Happy Friday. Happy Friday. We made it. That's right. Good morning, Gary. Good morning, everybody. And let's get going here. We have about 10 minutes, 9 minutes to the cash market open. And let's get going on this morning analysis. And we're going to start with the daily. So, what do we see? And what we see is the fact that yesterday we had an inside day, and today we have an inside day of the prior inside day. And that is the definition of a consolidation. And usually you typically see that type of behavior whenever we are, like we make a major move either to the upside or the downside, and they tend to kind of consolidate in a range to digest that movement and that price action. So to me, you really need to see an expansion of price above that 100 into the 118 and a quarter in Nasdaq 100, and you really need that expansion to kind of take you to start, grinding up into 163.75. So that would be kind of the long look to the market, and the market actually, I'm going to show you here in a second, is shifting to the long side on the other wrinkle bars that we're watching. So that is an upside potential that we're looking at right now. We're also looking at 35 and a quarter, 16,035 and a quarter, where that's Globex. So if we break down and trade under, then that would have a significant pressure that will start to accumulate to push the price all the way down to the open of yesterday, which is below 16,000 at 989 and a quarter. So that's going to be the look on the daily that we have. Inside days are just one of those days that you kind of have to give the market a little bit of time and watch, just to make sure that you are reading it correctly. Okay. And typically the ranges are tight. Like for example, we could move on to the next chart here. On the 100 NT Renko, you could see the whole night session is between 18 to 100. So about, I would say 80, 70 points. This is about 70-point range in the market. So where you make out of that, it's the consolidation aspect of it. So now we're running into a unique situation here, where we had a captain set up short yesterday, and actually we made some good money off that captain set up short. The market ran up a little bit, gave us an opportunity to get involved, and boom, all the way down to that 41, flipped back again and sold multiple candles, then give us another captain setup short, long. This is an opposite of it, but that one was a short-lived one, but it gave us a minimum of one candle in our favor. So from that 64, actually it dipped to like the 50s and ran up all the way up to the 78. So it gave you about 20 points worth of profit on that deal before it pulled back, and it had a bit of a nasty sell-off into the close, then that reversal. Now, what do we see? Because this is going to be very important. Here we go. So that is channel number 1 established, and then we also established channel number 2, and that's how that one looks. So what that tells me any break below the 16,022. I'm just going to call them by the numbers here, 22 and a half. So if we break 22 and a half, that will be significant for the overall health of that trend that we're trying to establish. It's not quite a trend yet, but we're trying to establish this. We have a switch trade on the 100 NT Rinko. So that tells me that we should be buyers in the market with a stop below Globex, which is 43.75. And what we're looking for at the open is 94. And if we get to 94, we should be able to break into the 100 this time around. If that happens, then we're looking to really violate that captain setup short, and that will pick up some steam and momentum that could take us to that 180, which is target number 2 in the system. Now, target number 3 is 259 and a half, and you could look at the top right or left corner, and it's just going to show it to you. Then you're going to target number 4 is 496. Now, that's an outlier event, but everything is possible. But that's just not something that it's going to take a whole lot of work to get up there. Then 654, target number 5. So the high probability events, if that switch trade in the 100 NT Rinko holds, is for us to get to that 90s into the hundreds and burst up toward that 150, 180 range, which is target number 2. Now let's assume that scenario did not materialize. Then you got yourself an actual close at Globex at 43. Okay, so 43.75. That will put another captain setup short. Now then you have one short here and another one short here with a lower high, and that is going to be an extremely powerful signal for us to actually start going short. We will get aggressive, we will get heavy, and we will be looking for a push into the 22 and see how that handles. Then you start chewing through that sequence below 16,000 into the 940, 943, which is the stop for that whole rotation, and then the lows, and then beyond from there. And obviously along the way we'll be taking profits, and we will be taking adding and taking profits. It will be a whole deal of sequence that we will get involved into. So putting a captain setup short here will be a significant event. Okay, but the setup right now is a long setup against that captain setup short from the prior from yesterday. Okay, so we're just gonna be patient in the morning. I mean, it's almost would be a good idea to let the market make a decision first. So either it's going to close to that 97, then we look for any dip as a buying opportunity into that breakout pattern, or wait for this captain setup to develop, and if it does, then we know what to do at that point. Okay, so 9:30 just opened up right now, and let the fun begin, right? 50 NT Rinko is also in a channel up. Everything is going to depend on that Globex right here. Let's make sure that we got that number correct. 43.75. 43.75. So what am I going to do now? I'm going to be patient and just simply wait. We're getting a little bit of a switch trade, which is that's a sell pattern coming in. So the expectation is a push lower. You're getting a little bit of it here. Another switch trade. So this market is ready for at least some a push lower. Man, I'll tell you, if they put that captain setup in, I may have to get in heavy. You're gonna be patient. You gotta break the 90s or you break that 45. Anything in between, especially this morning on a Friday in a consolidated market, I want to be patient with it and wait, right? Good morning, Yanis. Good morning, Omer. Okay, we'll play that game. Very close. What is that? 94, 49. Okay, so you got that bounce against that close, and they've been doing that. They've been doing that quite often, right? Yeah, let's get busy here. Yeah, I get you, but watch out for that captain setup. Man, I tell you, boom, captain setup, right? It's coming up. Not quiet. Captain setup right here. I'm just gonna start piling on. I hope they don't just crash it before I get involved. Oh man, look at that. But that's fine. I mean, look at that. Yeah, they closed it. They closed it. They closed it. But that's fine. I'm just gonna look for rallies and damn, look at that. Good Lord. Captain setup short, second captain setup, and declining one. And now they closed that candle. They may, I mean, they're taking it to the, obviously they took it to the 22. And it's just one of those things. I need to be careful how I get in, especially if I'm deciding to get heavy here. So I may go to that 48. Yeah, I'm sure he did very well on that one, Gary. Oh man, yeah, that he should have. Well, I mean, I don't like the should have, could have, but just taking it at the close of the captain setup on the 100, but that would have been the play. 1, 2, and now we're closing under this deal here. So we may be getting a seriously major move here. Well, no, they pull back. They pull back. The hundreds pull back on that captain setup. Even if they pull back to like the 25%, they just typically pull back. They rarely do this. But, whatever. I mean, let's just work it. Man, that's just a good one. I gotta be patient now. Okay. So we're looking for a pullback and see how the market is going to react to all of this. Okay. Yeah, they're stabilizing the price here a little bit, and let's see if we can get up there. 29. I'm gonna go 40. They put a captain setup on the 25, and they're just running it up right now. I think it's just a patience game right here. Yeah, man, got very close to that 25, which is 29.75, and they're pushing the price lower. Now we're getting very close to breaking into that 16,000, and I'll be patient. Yeah, we may be punching back up here. I mean, they may put a switch trade. They may be putting. Yeah, they're about to put a switch trade. Here you go. Yeah, that thing should pop up a little bit. So where's that? Here we go. Yeah, I'm gonna stay at that 40. Now, if they put a captain setup, then I'm gonna go short. 23.75. Okay. Hold on here 1 second. I'm seeing that captain setup they're building up right here, so I want to be cautious of that. But this should go lower. Yeah, they're breaking that one. We should. Yeah, look at that. Boom. That's a nice captain. So you got that captain and the failure of the other captain. Look at that. Wow. All right, we got to get it together here. I mean, yeah, be a good idea. Took that one. Yeah, that was a good one. That was just a good one. Switch trade. They're just putting the switch trade right here. Yeah, most likely they're gonna close it up here at the 016 or 16 quarter. We'll see what they do with it. I'm really liking the shorts, obviously, against that captain setup and any right now, and they're declining in the way they're behaving here. So that doesn't mean I'm gonna, just go short anywhere. That means I'm gonna just be patient and just wait for the shorts. But here they're putting that captain setup, so we want to see how they're handling it. 10. Should push it up here. I'm gonna cancel these orders that I got up there. Mm. See, the shorts are coming in. Captain set up on the city in Tirinco. They're just basically selling this market at any rally. Look how many captain setups they put, though. One, it worked. Second one, it worked. The third one, it worked. Every single one of them worked. Hey, good morning, Frida. There was a captain set up on the 100 NT Rinko that was super good. Let me show it to you here. And that's where a bunch of us in the room took it. I didn't take it because I was looking for a run back up and they just didn't give it. And it was 43.75 all the way down to basically around 40 plus points of price action. And now we're breaking this channel. So they're probably going to play around with that level, kind of retest. But I'm going to sit here and just wait for the run up. So I'm going to look for rallies as a shorting opportunity against that captain setup structure. And actually, there's two of them, up here and up here. And both of them are, this one is a lower high than the prior one. And the idea here is to, if that test works out, that you will get a breakdown below 16,000, which is they're trying to retest that right now, and then all the way down to the 50s and the 900s, then a break of the low of yesterday. So there is a scenario in which that can be a big possibility, but we have to kind of position ourselves correctly for it. Yeah, they're going to push it up a little bit here. Let's see, where would the 100 NT Rinko close? Globex, the same thing. They're going to get it all the way back up to that 45 level. I don't have any trades done so far today, but I'm patiently waiting. Yeah, they're okay. So they're putting an inception trade right now for a run up, and they're going to probably take it all the way to 45. And here comes that 5 point short against that level. And we're about 3 minutes away. Let's see the news. News, huh? Let me see. A preliminary consumer sentiment and Jolt opening. Then you got a tentative Treasury currency report throughout the day that's going to be important. So at 10 o'clock at the top of the hour, there's a couple of things going on. So we'll wait for that to happen. But I mean, if I get a signal, I get a signal. Like right here, you get. I mean, if I get a reversal, here we go. One candle reversal right here. I'll jump in and my stop is above 45. Yeah, they're not doing it. Yep, no, they closed it. All right, so we'll be patient. We got a few minutes here to the news. Let's watch. So they build up a lot of captain setups in that rotation, right? So let's see how they're going to pull this thing back in. 2 minutes. 2 minutes for that piece of news. All right, captain setup. I mean, after they flipped it, so that should. Oh boy, let's see here. What's going on? What is going on? $23.75. Yeah, that's going to push up here. Yeah, that's they tested it. $33.75. Okay, here we go. That's going to push. It's captain setup. What time is it? Okay, so 9 o'clock. Good captain setup on that one. Wow. Good captain setup. Good captain setup. And came in at the middle of the range too. So this candle is going to be a critical candle for the shorts. Because if we all of a sudden start printing, let me talk to you about this here. We're starting to print into this zone, like in the 67 area. That's going to compromise the integrity of the whole thing. Look what they did last time. I mean, they ran it 2 candles and came crashing. And they may be setting up the same type of that situation. You milk that bad boy. Good job, Giannis. That was a good captain setup, man. I was just, I'm more of a talker today than a trader. It looks like, So let's snap out of that and just get busy here. But good job. It was a signal. It was just straight up signal right there. 100 NT long. The cloud is long. Just everything's long. Good job, though. Nishan, good morning. How are you? Good morning. Good morning. We're at Globex here. Let's take a look at ES. We haven't talked about ES or YM or gold. I'm gonna let the market simmer down just a tad bit here and talk about these things. Okay, so ES a lot weaker than NQ. In the structure that I'm looking at, channel number one established short versus a long channel established in NQ. So they're pushing right now. So you're really looking for a one candle reversal, which is could be into the, it's not could be, it's 47, 48 basically close, and that will set up another rotation downward. 53, if we close 53, we're going to burst into the 58 area because that would be a failed captain into a switch trade, and that will set up an actual run up. I mean, it could just jump into the 56, 57. We just have to wait. Did it get there? 53, yeah. 53. Did it get to 53? No. Got close. Okay. Yeah, they did not close it. So they're playing this game around Globex, and this is a choppy game. So you don't want to, you never want to, buy a breakout around Globex or sell the breakdown on Globex. You just really need to fade against that idea. And right now they're setting up a breakout and around Globex. So I would have to have a decent pullback in order to play. And it looks like we're going to probably bleed into the 30 level a little bit. Yeah, all what you're seeing here is something that I developed. It's called the Harmony Trading System, Nishan, and it's all the stuff that you see here, including the targets, including the different signals that we're looking at, is something that we is proprietary. It's a whole lot of love and care over many, many years, what you're looking at. So so I look at this. So okay, for example, whenever we go below Globex, it changed the Globex status to short. So you know where you're at in comparison to where Globex is. Right now we're neutral right on Globex. So now if it flips down and closes, it goes negative red. So you typically want to have all these things in alignment in your direction whenever you're taking long trades, and you want the 100 to be in your favor, and that gives you the highest possibility and probability of success on very specific signals like captain setup, continuation trades, switch trades, things of that we you know um, teach traders how to uh, take advantage of and manage. Little bit of buying. I mean, you can't dispute this. The way they're building the structure of this market is as a buy structure. So where I'm at for the day, good question, right? I have no trades. That's where I'm at, and that's fine. I mean, I saw a couple of trades in. Definitely that captain setup on the 100 NT Rinko was, boy, that was gold. You had multiple captains set up. Every single one of them worked. I'll highlight them to you. One, short, long. Second one, short. And this one is long. And this one is long. That was the biggest one right there. And according to Giannis, he milked it for every bit of it. That's good. So right now, everything is green basically, right? So it defines the environment that I need to function in. If we sell off this one candle right now and start trading under Globex, then that global status will shift to you know salmon or red. Then you got the MA2 status is a confirmation of the actual trend. So it's basically a filter against another filter, just to kind of make sure that we are trending and not just having any false moves. So right now it's going to shift here in a second. All the targeting is automated and it's based on an algorithm that factors in volume coming into the system, not just price movement. It includes price and volume and structure, and then it projects an actual volatility of the move. So the length of these targets are never the same on each trend, because each trend is always different. So it auto adjusts to it. So sometimes it's 10 points, sometimes 5 points, sometimes 15 points, sometimes you know 20 points difference between entry and target, and between target 1 and target 2. Okay, so if they're about to put a captain setup. They just did that right now. So here we go again. This is going to be an interesting place around Globex. I'm more of a watcher right now. It's 9:13. We got some news that came in. Hmm, that's interesting right there. I mean, if they close it one more time at 53 half, I will end up buying. Otherwise, this thing is going to go below Globex. Here comes. See, it disconnected the minute it did that, because that way, that structure, along with the way the price is behaving, uh, I need to be pausing in that area. And again, like I was saying, we're trading around Globex, and you get a lot of this type of shenanigans going on around Globex. Give you impression of a high, of a run up, then they flip it. So I'll be patient. I'm a patient man. So if they close that 41 and a quarter, I mean, I could do a scalp here. 41 and a quarter. Here we go. Yeah, I kept it tight here. I mean, that's a switch trade after a failure in the captain. Yeah, it's just really noisy right now. Really noisy. All right, so let's talk about this here. Where are we at and what are we waiting on? We're getting into the middle of the range of that captain setup, and any longs here need to be more of a scalping trade. And you got 30 75 is going to be the number that we need to be above in order for the longs to continue. So these little dips around Globex, I'm going to just avoid and just going to keep away from trading Globex altogether, just due to the choppy nature of it. Good morning, Sheila. How are you? Good to see you. When it comes to ES, I mean, it's just same pattern, trading in and around Globex, right? It's okay. It's okay. You missed a little bit of the action on Nasdaq, but ultimately, ES has been stuck in a range and not really doing much of anything. So you gotta kind of just. It's a Friday too, right? Very entertaining day, huh? It's very slow now. I mean, you really got the captain set up flush in the morning, and now it's just a grind. It's a grind around Globex, and they're grinding it higher against that captain setup. So it's just a function of really be patient. I don't definitely don't do not want to get too active around these levels. So when will I get active? I mean, if we break that to 98, then that would be, somewhat of a game changer for the whole rotation between yesterday and today. If we fail and hit the 30, then that would be a retest of the captain setup, and rallies become shortable. So those two events, if they happen, then that gets me in the market in a more of an active manner. Otherwise, I'll find myself over trading and trying to trade around blowbacks and trying to, figure out if it's going to break out or not. And it's just not a good place to be. So I just rather be waiting for those two things to happen, then I'll become active. Yeah, Gary, I'm just waiting for this thing to just make a decision on what to do. While we're doing that and waiting for this, almost like watching paint dry, we could come here and look at cryptocurrency, right? So you're getting, across the board, pretty much everything is selling off to an extent, except that sheep that I'm trying to buy. It's really a minor rally, not big deal. I have orders at 42, at 36, and at 31. Those are the orders right here: 42, 36, 31. And I'm basically going to be looking to buy in a dip of 20% or more before. Uh, and typically, whenever you see 20%, 25, 30%, the market react in this manner, where it does this in a freaking reverse in a big way. It did it up here too. It did it down here. I ended up buying at 21 at one point. Yeah, 21. Look at the 21s, 21s. About a month ago, 21s, 21s. So there is a method to really buying these cryptocurrencies in a productive way, and really, it's never to buy it when it's running up. You gotta look for these sharp dips and then buy them. And you're looking at um, a minimum intraday 24 hours, within 24 hours, a 20% discount, retracement of 20%. When in a 24 hours I see this number negative 20, I put my first order, and I'll go after it 5% at a time. So 20, 25, 30, 35. I'm buying, 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 buying. And typically, what you'll end up seeing is people realize that they over exaggerated and panicked. And then in the 24 hours, the next 24 hours, they'll figure out, oh boy, we missed out. So they start buying back into it. And that's the bounce that you will typically, you're trying to look for, right? So that has worked for me pretty decently um, over the years. That idea by itself, just in cryptocurrency, you have to be patient and wait for them to sell off. So I mean, market's going up here. This monitor that I bought is coming in today, by the way. So I'm looking forward to installing it over today and the weekend, and and start trading Monday with this thing on. The screens that I'm using right now are they're starting to kind of show their age, and maybe you guys don't see it, but whenever I move from one screen to the other, sometimes it flickers. So I was like, all right, well, if I'm gonna be upgrading to a new screen, I mean, let's get something that's gonna hopefully last and of high quality, and it doesn't have that bevel, because whenever you have two screens next to each other, usually have that little black border of the frame right in front of you, and it's just not. This way, I'm getting a lot more real estate in a way. Anyway, it's exciting to me. Sheila, I mean, to me, uh, this is a consolidation around Globex. And unless we break 54, because you're looking for momentum, you're not looking for this type of dead price action. I know they're bouncing back up, but you need a break above target number one at 46.54 and a quarter, then a pullback into the middle of the range, then a one candle reversal. Then that tells me that there is momentum seeping back into the market. I mean, they may be doing that just right now, but I need to see that momentum before I commit. Like you see me, I usually trade maybe 10 times by now. I have one trade done. It's just simply price action is consolidated, but we're starting to see movements. So maybe they'll get us out of this range. Definitely ES, I mean NQ is challenging that 90. We're getting that pop. So anything above 94, 95, you're gonna get a little bit of momentum stepping in here. So again, on that ES, you need that break above that 55 and a pullback, and that tells me, okay, we're at least getting out of this trading around Globex business. Yeah, we're getting that move all the way to target number four. So they're making a decision here on this market on NQ definitely that they want to break that captain setup, and that's going to be significant. I mean, there's no question about that because I mean, if you get there and you get up to that 121, then that whole formation is invalidated, and those are huge formations on a captain setup. I mean, they paid each one. This one paid two candles. This one paid three candles before a reversal. So I am watching. Oh, good lord. I guess it's time for them to really rip it up. Yeah, so that whole box is getting rolled over, and those are just two solid captain setups. So that whole zone that they were operating in, two captain setup shorts with a lower high that produced. And if you're a long-term holder short, I mean, they just literally rolled you over. That's why it's just very important to kind of pay attention to a lot of the stuff here. So, I mean, the worst case scenario for us is just we didn't take advantage of the longs versus getting stuck short. I mean, it's amazing that in ES, we were looking for a break above 55 and a retracement, no retracement, just straight up. Target number 5 is hit on NQ. Yeah, yeah, Frida. It didn't look back. It just kind of broke up. Yeah, NQ broke up, and that's okay. I mean, if it's that's just one thing that I learned over the years. If the trade is not set up exactly the way you want it to set up, it's okay. Just pass on it, miss it, and be okay with that. FOMO is real. Yes, it is. Fear of missing out is a real thing. Hey, I should retrace here. Should get a retracement coming up here. So look what they're doing here. Six prong captain setup short that they just put on right here on the City Rinko. So what we're looking for is potentially a pullback. I want to see this confirmed. I'm not gonna, especially the way the market is going. I want to see this candle close lower, maybe a couple of candles down, and a switch trade if they want to do that. Or they could come in there and pull it back, then run it back up and fail to break the high. If that scenario present itself, then we're getting a very, a good risk reward signal to go short, and it's going to be a fade against the trend and a fade against the 100 NT Rinko. So you have to kind of tighten up your stops on that one. But that's what we were looking for in NQ right now. If that scenario presents itself, then we're going to look for that short. If they break this again up to that 90, then that's basically a failed one. What I've seen them do in cases like that is they run it up a little bit, then fade again, and then sell it off. So I will look for that scenario too. And if they just keep running it up, well, they just keep running it up. I'm not buying anything up here, and I'm not gonna go get short on a price. I'll get short on a formation. All right, ES hit target number 4 in that sequence, and it's just oscillating around it. You're looking for the same kind of structure. There we go. Yeah, they're holding it here. They almost retested it all the way to the top end of that um, coiling pattern, and they pulled it back in. Yeah, I think we may end up getting flushed here. I mean, here we go, switch trade on the 20 NT Rinko. I mean, you see how they put two captain setups and now they're failing them. So that's a good. This whole range is a good short range, and we have a signal, and that's the captain setup on the 30, and we just need a close. We need a close here. Here we go. We got that close. So that's a confirmation. And now we want to see what happened here in and around the 63 area. And if we bounce back up and then retrace back in, that will be captain setup short and a confirmation of it. We're already getting one confirmation. You're going to get a bleeding pattern coming in here. Good morning, Vishal. All right, we're getting that rally that we said we're looking for. So what we're looking for here is, okay, so if they close this candle at 79, then they turn around and close it back at 60. Let's see here, 67.75. All right, so let's follow me along here. 79, you close at 79, then come back down and close at 67.75. That will be a captain setup short with a switch trade. That formation is extremely high probability. And then I will go short at that 67.75 and any rally in intra candle in there. I will go long. I mean, excuse me, short. So here we go. So now the next step is not to get locked up. All right, so I'm gonna have to wait here. All right, so here we go. So you don't want this candle to close higher either. I mean, that's just very critical here. We just need to see this thing close at 67.50. And I'm gonna post my order 67.50. Here you go. Stop limit, and we are gonna go short 4. And actually, let's just let me take that off. 67. It's 5 contract. Yeah, they closed it. All right. So they closed that. So they closed that candle. So now it's no longer captain setup switch trade. Now you really need to have and see a 171.50 close. All right, I have my order sitting there. Now, Vishal, you're talking about Russell 2000. This thing is kind of dead in the water here, not really moving anywhere in comparison to NASDAQ or even ES. We are in actually an inception trade short. We are trading in and around Globex. You need to see a break below that 405.90 and then any rally back up as long as it doesn't pass Globex is shortable, and your targets are 2400, 2394.7. Then you have an outlier event, which is the 377.9, 366.7, but those obviously will take multi-day to actually accomplish unless we really break in a massive way. What you're seeing here also is that you're challenging and you broke under this captain setup and this captain setup. And that's just typically a very short signal. So two things need to happen. This candle, even if they close this candle higher here, you still have a chance if they break it back again and produce a close at 24.06 half, because that will put a captain setup short. And then the stop of that will be 24.12 and or yeah, that would be 24.12 on that one. And then that captain setup has those targets at 2400. So the area we're in here, we need more information from the market. And this order that I had to go short is no longer valid, and off you go, canceled. So it never came in and presented itself in a way that we would short into this. I mean, that captain setup is a solid one, and it gave you a couple of candles, but a switch trade here would have been a lot more meaningful. Back to that Russell. I mean, like, let's see what the Russell has done. Oh, look at this. Oh, yeah, okay. Looky, looky, looky. So they have a lot of captain setups in Russell. That's captain setup short. Came in here at 34, 37. Boom, paid you. A retest of it paid you even more. Captain setup short. They gave you a little bit of money. The switch trade stopped you out. You made a little bit of money on that end of the day captain setup. And here, what else? Captain setup with a switch trade, and that rallied from 19 all the way to 25 and then sold off. So that the break of it is a signal to go short. Captain setup, captain setup. Oh, yeah, just a junk here. Then you got a captain setup long and a retest of it and a run up. Captain setup long, ran up, retested, ran up again. And now here we're looking at this close of this candle. Two things can happen. This candle closes lower. This inception trade is confirmed, and you're looking for rallies as a shorting opportunity as long as Globex holds. If this candle closes higher at 410, you're looking for a subsequent candle to close back again at 2406 and a half. That will present you with that captain setup short. If the market runs up there, you just kind of have to leave it again and wait for channel number 2 to establish itself. Right now, channel number 1 is right here. And if they break up to the 14 area and reverse, that would be channel number 2. So it's just a waiting game to see which scenario they present, and we will have an idea what to do in each scenario. All right, so ES is just moving higher, hit target number 4, and we're breaking out from that. So the retracement in ES was a short-lived one. Same thing in NQ. So what's the scenario? I just have a hard time buying up here. Between 4 and 5, target number 4 and 5, you typically get a lot of fading scenarios, a lot of fading setups. So waiting on that one I mean, I say that, but at the same time, it's very rare to see this type of behavior where you hit target number 4 and 5, and you just zip right through it and you just continue to break higher and higher. Eventually, this pattern will take over. A pattern will take over and just bring it all the way back down, or at least a 50% retracement between target number 5 and the high of whatever price that we got to. This is a parabolic move. All of a sudden, like, somebody slapped people and decided that You gotta buy this. Just let's see what happened here. I mean, they may put a captain setup. Ooh, that would be interesting. I may take that one. 191 and a quarter. 191 and a quarter. Here we go. Short 5. The stop that I would have is the high of that candle if that candle closes down. So, I mean, it has to first close, then we'll talk. Yeah, 191 and a quarter. I took two off. And we took it all. But I think we'll see more momentum on the downside. But that's fine. I'll take it here, and if it runs back up, I'll short some more. Yeah, it should sell off a little bit more. Yeah, it should sell off a little more. I'll get it back on the way back up. It's a good captain. Now, just to kind of finalize the day, since we are okay, Yanis. Okay, so when it talks about triggers, all right, let's see here. All right, so a profit trigger is basically the price in which you reach, in which you will go break even on. So plus meaning Once you are at that, if you put zero here, you'll go break even. If you go minus 11, for example, you go 11 ticks below your breaking even. So that's what that means. Make sense? You didn't take any other trades, Gary, beside that one? Wow. Okay, so now in Russell 2000, you are literally looking for this candle to close at 2406.50. If that happens, you will get a burst of energy below the 2405.50, and you're going to start bursting down because that would be a captain setup short, and you see how they behave. They behave strongly from that point on. So that is the setup on Russell 2000. On NQ, the idea here is if you get a one candle up and another candle down, meaning you close at 191.50, then come back down and close it at 183 the next candle. That would be a captain setup short with a switch trade, and that is a short signal, and we should see the energy propelling this price lower. So we're seeing some patterns presenting themselves on the downside here. You're getting one candle reversal here on ES. So Russell 2000 is coming along here. I mean, they're touching blowbacks and coming to, we're very close to that 2406.50. What time is it? 11:07. Yeah. Here you go. Here you go. Captain set up short on the Russell 2000, and the expectation is to see a burst of energy lower. And your stop is an easy stop at 2411 and a half. That's the signal. And let's go. So you're getting a push from that captain setup lower. And that's it for me, man. I mean, it's 11:09 right now, and it's a Friday. I'm flat for the day. Those are the two trades that I took. Did not get that captain set up on the 100 and kind of passed on that rally. So I find myself flat for the day. And that's okay. We had a great week, great month, and we will move on to Monday. All right, guys. So that's it. That makes the day for me, and we will see you bright and early Monday morning. If you have any questions during the weekend or any issue that you have, just let me know. You know my phone number and you know my email address. So have a blessed weekend, and we'll see you on the next one.